సాధన హైట్ ఉండదు పెట్టుకోవాలి. ఈ డబ్బా పెట్టుకుంటాం.
Yeah, hi Lakshmi, I'm here.
Yeah. Hi, Anita.
Hello.
Yeah,
Good afternoon.
glad to meet you. Good afternoon. Yeah, we are just waiting for participants. They'll join soon. Huh? We'll give a couple of minutes.
No worries.
ಯಾರು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು?
Hi, Shweta. So Anita, give us a couple of more minutes. We have almost 20 people, 20 plus people express their interest for
Sure.
this particular program.
No worries.
I think it's a Sunday evening, so
Absolutely.
yeah. We'll just,
Absolutely.
get started soon. Hi, Deepta. Yeah, it will be great if all of us can come on video. Shweta,
Hi, hi. How are you?
Deepta, doing good. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I just saw that the invite and then I thought I'll just join.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, thank you so much.
No worries, no worries. We are also on the finance side, so it'll be easy for us as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
ఇంకా కొంచెం బుడ్డగా ఉన్నింటే చిన్న మనం కూడా బెండి చైన్ వేపిస్తామా చిన్న పాపకి
ಎರಡು ಒಂದೇ
ಎಪ್ಪತ್ತೈದು ಒಂದೇ ಅಲ್ಲ ತುಂಬಾ ಹೆವಿ ಆಗೋಯ್ತು
ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಓಲೆ
ತುಂಬಾ simple.
ಕಳೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಬೇಡ ತುಂಬಾ
Lakshmi, are you speaking with mute?
Yeah, I think, now it's sorted. I was on mute, sorting out certain settings. Yeah, I think a very happy Sunday evening to everybody. Thank you so much for all of you guys joining in a Sunday evening and setting aside some learnings on the financial planning as per our session. Let me get started with it. With the great introduction of the speaker of the day today, Mrs. Anita Jaikumar Rao, right? So Anita, thank you so much for joining us for this session and accepting our invitation to educate our platform ladies who are willing to improve their financial literacy, financial planning. So many times, though we know it, we still need to have that structure, and we also need to keep ourselves educating in the evolving landscape, right? Every year the tax planning rules change, every year something or the other keeps changing. So that's where a constant learning in this domain is important for all of us. So with that note, let me introduce Mrs. Anita Rao. As all our platform ladies here are called as Arya Vaishya Ladies, and this particular platform is Arya Vaishya Ladies Group International. And let me get started. Just give me a minute. Ma? Yeah, so Ms. Anita Rao is a multi-business entrepreneur with 25 years of experience in corporate and business world. She is the founder of the Mindstream and co-founder of MoneyStream, and she's also a co-founder of another design firm called Meraki Eco Design. So she's been into the different domains as an entrepreneur. With respect to this discussion, although Anita holds multiple international and Indian certifications in various fields like coaching, provocative therapy, and interior design, she's also a certified financial planner from FPSB India, associateship from Insurance Institute of India, and CS Intermediate and Association in Customer Service and Life Office Management Association USA. Under the banner of MoneyStream, they have around close to 500 plus customers, and they have been managing 80 crores of asset management for their respective customers. So it's been a huge, it's not a small achievement. Here is what I can say as an individual and a co-founder of a particular financial firm called MoneyStream. MoneyStream, I personally have a lot of experience wherein, they've guided me also in our personal financial planning in many aspects of our financial journey, be it a tax planning, be it investment planning, and be it foreign investments. It's all been a very trustworthy experience for me, as well as insurance, etc. So with that note, I don't want to take much of her time because we should be learning more on finance than my talk. Over to you, Anita, to get started with our audience and to talk about all things related to financial planning. Yeah, over to you.
Thank you so much, Lakshmi, and thank you to each one of you who has come today in the Sunday afternoon. I mean, as a woman to woman, we all know this is probably like the prime time television of family.
Yeah.
So we all will have some commitment or the other. So the
Yeah.
fact that you have made the choice to be here, I truly, truly am grateful, because trust me, I'm someone who will literally carry my 5-month baby and keep talking about finance, because that's how passionate, that's how interested, and that's how important I feel knowing finance for women is. So before I actually go further, is everybody able to see me and hear me? Can I see a thumbs up? Or will you please let me know in some way that you're able to see me and hear me?
Yes, you're audible.
Thanks, Deepika, Meghna, and the rest of you. I'm assuming Bhargavi on the chat box. Thank you so much. So, you know what? I went through an interesting experience while collecting my thoughts for today's session, because I wanted to be really greedy. I wanted to tell you this and I wanted to tell you that. So that happened a lot. So what I would like to do is I'm trying my best to share what's on top of my mind over the next 45 minutes. So rather than, bore you with a lot of technical information, I felt like I will leave you in a very reflective space as a woman with regards to money. So I hope we together enjoy this session. I'm very clear. There is no halo around my back, nothing. In fact, I'm in the financial business because I feel like I have done every mistake in the financial world. Like, bad credit score, bad loans, bad investments. For myself, by the way, don't worry, because all this was when I was young and I did that. Except that that formed a very big ground for me to do this business well when I'm managing so many other people's money. Well, having said that, can I quickly just request all of you to answer one question? With regards to money, whether it is planning, wellness, independence, whatever you call it, awareness, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being lowest, 10 being highest, what would you give a score to yourself? I hope the question is clear. I'm purposely asking this question. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being lowest, 10 being highest, what number would you like to give with regards to overall finances? Okay, great. Shweta is saying 8, Meghna is saying 5, I think, yes. Bhargavi is saying 7. Okay, very nice. I think you guys are being really honest. Chitra, 7. Okay, lovely. Deepta is saying 7. And is that the number where you want to be, or is there a different number that you want to be in? Like, especially, I think, for example, Bhargavi or Chitra, do you want to move from a 5 to 8 or 9 or something like that? Is there any other number? Okay, 10 on 10. Okay, maybe 10 on 10 is very, very aspirational. Not that I'm discouraging you at all. So can you tell me that if there is a new number to work towards, what is one thing that will take you there? That means what will take you from 5 to 8 or 9 or 7 to 10 or 8 to 9. Okay, Shweta is saying planning. All right. Investments. Okay. Meghna, investment. All right. Lovely. The reason why I purposely asked this question, and I hope I can be brutally honest, we are actually otherwise remarkable planners. We all do planning for a lot of things, whether it is our kids' timetable, scheduling, our own other works, beauty parlor scheduling. We seem to schedule and plan a lot of things very successfully. But somehow when it comes to financial planning, things take a backseat, right? So I just wanted that top of mind awareness for all of you. Chitra, right awareness, awesome. Maybe today you will find the session a little useful. Mahita is saying, yes, awareness about investment options. Absolutely great. So yeah, on that note, let's just go ahead. I have put together a small PPT. I'm not really bothered about the slides because I will share that with Lakshmi, but I'm just using it as a guideline for, having a conversation. So Lakshmi, if you could give me the host rights, I want to share a PPT.
Yeah, sure.
Awareness about real returns. Okay. Let me, in fact, keep answering as and when I'm seeing. See, awareness about real returns. Thankfully, there are calculators for everything these days. I will be happy to forward links. Real return is always net of tax, net of any other deduction. Like you have tax deducted at source, you have capital gains tax, you have dividend distribution tax. So any kind of net of tax and a net of inflation. That means 10 years later, if you get 15% returns, but on that day, the inflation is 10% and the taxation is 2%, frankly, your real return is 3%, right? So,
Anita, I've made you the host. You can start sharing.
okay, sure. I will do that. So thank you for asking me that. Sharing about this question in the first place. Yes, real returns is a very, very important thing to know because even when we talk about where to invest, a smart thing is to go after real return and not really the, return quoted on the instrument. Children's best future plans. Chandana, thank you for asking me. I have a 5-month-old baby. I can literally, if you ping me after the session, I can literally share you the snapshot of the policy document. I have put in a lakh per year. I have taken a plan because that's amazing. And that is, I know that can be used to generate literally crores for my baby when he starts getting, older and older. Anyways, more about that later. We'll take it step by step. Mahita, would you like to say something? Okay, no. All right, let me just switch on the PPT then. Here I go, sharing. Cool. All right. So, formally welcome to all of you. I know I just started off, but then that was intentional to respect kind of both our limited time together. What is financial wellness? It's like one of the buzzwords, right? Financial wellness, financial planning, financial independence, financial freedom, financial this, that. So it's become like the buzzword. But what is it really? Have you ever thought about it? Can any of you tell me what is financial wellness or planning or, what is it? Have you thought about it? Like when can you say, I have financially done it? If anybody would like to share. No worries. In that case, let me go ahead. I have a very simple mantra and many people would agree with that. When you say what is financial wellness, before you get to the what and how, let's understand the why and let's understand what is really the definition of financial planning. Why would women want to go for it in the first place? We all know this. If all of you are working women, which I believe you are, then we know that compared to men, we have less time in the workforce. There is income inequality. The chances of women living longer is statistically proven. Increasingly, there are more and more single parents and women choosing to be single, which is why these situations are very unique. And let me tell you, these are not words on the screen. This is actual truth. So many times, when I interact with board members in different organizations, I see that there are a lot of post-retired consultants, except that most of them are men. Almost all of them are men. I'm yet to meet like a 70-year-old lady or a 65-year-old lady who's just for the passion of it on the board of some company, right? Except for, of course, the famous predictable names. I'm talking about women like us, women like you and me. So when you come to this background, what really is financial wellness? Simple barometer, simple mantra. Can you live the life you imagine for yourself? Okay, I'm choosing my words very, very carefully. What can tell you that you have financially arrived? When you can answer this question with a yes. What is the question? Can you live the life you imagine for yourself? Should your current earning income stop? Okay, can you live the life you imagine for yourself? Should your current earning income stop? Now, let us say, even if some of us are not working and we are dependent on maybe a husband's income or anything like that, then again, the question still holds good, except that maybe your current earning income, it will be whatever is your active income source, whatever is your regular income source. If I'm able to answer this question with yes, then yes, you have financially done a lot of work for yourself. Well, like I told you, after a lot of deliberation, I thought I will actually use this session to convey financial awareness in 3 areas. Okay. Guys, in the interest of full disclosure, I want to tell 2 things. It is such a vast topic that it's practically impossible to just give direct answers, right? So I am opening the conversation, but do feel free to get back to me to know about anything more. Well, coming back to this PPT, there is a 3-pronged approach that I like to take in every area of my life. And financial wellness is no different. So what is the 3-pronged approach that we women can have? What is the mindset that you have with regards to money? What is the skill set that you have with regards to money? What is the tool set that you have with regards to money? Okay. Mindset, skill set, tool set. Let me assure you, without the mindset and the skill set, even if you were to be a great knowledgeable person on financial instruments, you may still not probably do well. Whereas if your mindset and skill set is correct, with very little financial products awareness, my mother and your mother, I can guarantee this, They were much better financial planners than us. My mother, just with her Kisan Vikas Patra and Indra Vikas Patra, sponsored the entire business loan for my father when he suddenly decided to do business at the age of 60. And that I'm talking about 30 years back, a whopping 25 lakhs. Now, 25 lakhs 30 years back, a housewife actually keeping with the change in her husband pocket is an example of not awareness about financial instruments. Rather, it is the mindset of let me save for a rainy day. Do you and I need to have that mindset, especially if we are earning? No, not really. But then it is just good to be aware what is my mindset with regards to money? What is each of your relationship with money? Are there any blocks that you have with regards to money? You will not believe me, at one point of time, I used to actually not ask for my services, any kind of a fee, because my father's words would ring in my ears that money is only for the greedy people. It is only the evil people who will run after money. Jitna chadar hai, utna hi pair phailao. There are so many things. Stay humble, stay grounded. Not everybody shows off. People who show off are not that great. It is not necessary to be materialistic. There is a other world. God will not ask how many crores have you made. I'm not even joking, but in our own way, or for that matter, even things like leave the money matters to the men. I'm not at all against men, by the way, although a couple of days back was International Women's Day. But yes, no, let the CA handle, let your husband handle, let your father handle, let your father-in-law handle, let this uncle handle because he is a chartered accountant. Not when you're 16, 18, 20. I'm talking about even when you're 50, I see women telling me, oh no, I earn actually 80 lakhs a year, but then my husband manages the money. Nothing wrong with that. But are you doing it for the right reasons? So mindset or relationship with money is all about just being aware about who am I? How exactly do I feel about my money? What is my commitment towards my own money? Interestingly, there is a book called Get Rich Lucky Bitch. Okay, the name of the book is Get Rich Lucky Bitch, which is a great book to read if you just want to explore about the mindset of money. Because many times women, because they work so hard in other areas of their life, when it comes to money, they sometimes think, acha, okay, chalo, whatever is happening, let it happen, or let me just go with the flow as far as possible. So if you have that mindset, I'm not at all suggesting you do, but in case you sense that there is any kind of a mindset related issue, my request is that you first be aware about that. That yes, somehow I'm scared about making more money. Somehow I'm scared about putting it in equity. Somehow I'm more scared about buying a property in my own name. Somehow I'm very scared about doing this without consulting A, B, C, D, E, F. So any kind of a fear, any kind of a belief, any kind of a thought that is stopping you from taking confident financial decisions is a matter of mindset. I'm not even joking. I literally, like I told you, I bought a plan in the name of my baby recently. And I just informed my husband and I did it. Right? Why? Because I know that I'm doing it for the right reasons. So there's no need for me to be worried or whether I should do it or not. So how do you really arrive at that mindset? There is a very nice quiz that is there. You can actually take that quiz to understand what kind of a money person are you. Well, there is, like I told, to understand what kind of a person you are, I'll share the link in the chat box and with Lakshmi also. You can do it because working on your mindset with money will really take you very, very far. Example, did you even know that there are these 8 money archetypes? Like as women, or for that matter, even men, there are these 8 personality types when it comes to money. Honestly, I'm not going to discuss this in detail, but I just want you to have a look at it. Like you have the trailblazer, you have the creator, you have the heiress, you have the feminine powerhouse, you have the disruptor. Like the example of a disruptor would be Kiran Majumdar Shah. The example of a heiress would be, let us say, all the successors of the Honda company, the Infosys, or whatever be the big empires that have been built. their children. Feminine powerhouse, all your current CEOs. Whereas, even when I took the quiz to understand which archetype I am, now I am a combination of a couple of archetypes. You also will be. Now, what is the advantage of this? Well, the advantage of knowing what is your own money archetype will tell you what kind of a person you are so that if need be, you can make changes. Okay, I'll repeat. The reason why I'm even talking to you about this archetype is nothing but a personality type. Why I'm even talking to you about this is because if you go through the quiz and arrive at your own personality with regards to money, you will know whether that personality that you are and the goal financially that you have align or not. Example, one time I was, very less aware, and I realized when I took the quiz that I am rather not I wanted to be, I am a storyteller and a healer. Okay, now look at the fun. As per the quiz, my results were I am a storyteller and a healer. But guess what? I actually wanted to be a disruptor or a trailblazer, or a disruptor and a trailblazer. Now, obviously, the personalities are different. So I slowly worked on myself. I slowly built certain things within me so that I slowly moved towards the trailblazer and the disruptor angle. Okay. Similarly, you have like creator. Instagram is filled with, this person has started pickle business, this person has started textile business, this person has started papad business, this, that. So you will see lots of examples of each of these archetypes. I will share the link of the quiz. You also can take the test and find out what's your archetype. And you also can reflect what archetype would you like to be so that you can consciously build those skills. Example, for storyteller and a healer to a trailblazer and disruptor, I realized I had to be more aggressive in my pricing. Like, let's say in my coaching services or in my portfolio review services. Like earlier, I would be like, min, 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 min. I would not even be comfortable telling that, yes, yearly, this will be the fees. Whereas I realized that if I want to be a trailblazer, if I want to be like a disruptor, I can't be swallowing the words in my own mouth. And I definitely cannot be talking about money without myself being comfortable about it. So this is just an example, but I will still maintain, do explore your relationship with money by looking at your mindset. Maybe by taking this quiz. Like I told, I'd like to just give you the quiz ka link. I will share it with Lakshmi as well. So let me put it in the chat box right now. And maybe you can later on do it. Are you guys so far with me? Can I see a thumbs up if you guys are with me? Any questions you have? Any initial thoughts? All right. And if any of you are wondering or getting impatient that I should cut to the chase, don't worry. Here I go immediately. So like I told, I'm covering this in mindset, skill set, and tool set. And these are the basics. Trust me, these are the basics. Since we have covered the mindset part, next comes the skill set. What skill do you need to have? Like what qualities do you need to have? Actually, two simple qualities. Understanding. Now, please remember, when I say interest and understanding, I am only talking about exactly where you want to put your money. See, every year there are hundreds of instruments. There are so many things that happen. Some things come and go. You will never be. I mean, day in and day out, I am sitting with money. But I mean, when I say money, I mean the knowledge about money. And I know that I will never be able to keep up. Forget me. Even the Warren Buffets of the world will not be able to keep up with the money. Instead, what does every smart person do? They will very sharply be interested and understand wherever it is that they have put their money. There are many ways to do it, and you just have to do it twice a year. Now, there's a small problem. When I say be interested and try and understand, number one mistake that people make is they try to ask 10 people. You know what? Bad idea. Because where more the merrier holds good. The only thing that I will invite you to do is that whatever you intend to do or whatever you have done with regards to money, just do a one level check. And I'm not talking about Google. I'm just talking about reaching out to one person that you trust. Google also you can do, there's no problem. There are very credible sites which will give you credible information. But let's say you want to get into an insurance product, or let us say you want to buy a certain mutual fund, then research only that. Research only that specific product. Research only that specific asset class. Whereas the mistake that I see many women do is they will say best areas to invest for my child or best areas to invest for retirement. Very broad query. Because if you say, okay, best areas to invest for retirement, you will get a lot of options. You will get NPS, you will get pension plans in insurance companies, you will get PPF, you will get EPF, you will get single premium insurance plans, you will get regular premium insurance plan, you will get mutual funds, which are called systematic withdrawal plans, very broad. And because sometimes the knowledge becomes overwhelming, women then after some time tend to give up because they are like, okay, this person has told or my friend has told. So let's say Bhargavi and Chitra get along very well. Chitra invests, Bhargavi says, Acha, Chitra has done, I think I can also safely do. However, I will invite you to twice a year, schedule it on your mobile calendar. I have it. I always have on April 1st and then I have on October 1st. Because obviously being in the business of money, I follow the financial calendar. You can follow whatever calendar you want. You can do it birthday to birthday, does not matter. But make sure that you calendarize on all possible calendars, Google Calendar, mobile calendar, a diary if you want to write in a diary and go to that future date and write, check your financial portfolio or whatever, check your products, especially if it is not a long-term product. Like if it's something like an insurance, it doesn't matter. But let's say mutual fund, let's say shares, let's say you're investing, you want to buy gold. So when there is anything like that, then yes, twice a year, just look at your numbers. So if you want to develop the skill set, kindly just develop that little bit of interest and understanding for those specific products of your area. Now, like we were discussing, why do you want financial wellness? To be financially independent, to avoid some costly mistakes, and of course, to make sure that you by yourself are in the pink of financial health. We all know this, right? Money, whether we like it or not, even if we have the best families under the sun, God knows I have the best family too, touch wood, but finance always gives you the power of making decisions. And Lakshmi tells me that there are a lot of successful women in this community. So you know it very well. Money always gives the power to make change decisions, walk away from bad situations. That's why financial planning for women is very, very critical. Of course, what is the skill that you need? You know, very clearly, step one is to differentiate between need and a want. You will be amazed. I have clients who make crores every year. I'm not joking. I have clients who make crores as a salary, but they don't have crores in their bank balance. And I know women and men who earn actually pretty less, but they are crorepati's. It's funny, isn't it? But it is the truth. Where is the start point of that? Well, in your own lifestyle. And that can start by just distinguishing once in a while, what is the difference between the need and the want? Like I want an iPhone, but I don't need an iPhone. By the way, I'm not against iPhones. I'm just taking an example, right? So many things. I want to go to a parlor maybe twice a month. I don't need to go to the parlor twice a month. So why I told the previous Crorepati example is because money is always a finite quantity. Like we have 24 hours, we will also have finite amount of money to work with. So the only variable becomes, how do I spend it? The only variable becomes, what is the cycle that I follow? Do I follow spend and save, or do I follow save and spend? Like, for example, what I follow is invest, save, and spend, which means sometimes I promise you my bank balance is literally 5,000 bucks. Why? Because I first invest, then I save, and then I actually spend, which means when I spend the rest of it, I'm not even guilty about it. And I'm very clear on what is it that I'm spending on. Is it something that I need or is it something that I want? I will not compromise on the need. I will think about the want a little more. Now, when I say I want to think about the want a little more, you know the Mintras of the world and the Amazons of the world and the flash sales of the world. There is always, there is no free lunch in this world. So while sometimes it is great to go for deals, if it is becoming an addiction, then maybe I'm also doing things which may not be financially healthy in the long run. There are only so many clothes you can wear. There are only so many shoes you can use. There are only so many handbags that you can carry to different places. Again, I'm not against anything. I'm just sharing perspectives. Who knows what will help whom? So yes, can you be more distinguished about your need versus want? Okay. Second thing is the philosophy of SMART. You might have heard about it. However, even in the financial world, it holds good. Please, like for example, if you want to buy a big bag, or you want to buy a certain car, or you want to invest in a certain policy for your child, or invest somewhere for your child, you want to plan your retirement, don't say, I want to be financially independent at 60. That's not right. So be very specific that I want to receive 1 lakh every month from 2030. Now that is specific. Or I want 1.5 lakhs for my child once he turns or she turns 18 years of age. Now that 18 can be 5 years away, that 18 can be 17 years away. So depending on whether the 18 is 5 years away or 17 years away, your instrument will change. That is why I'm not a fan of answering product questions in the beginning, because that's the mistake we all do. Should we put in insurance? Should we put in mutual fund? Should we put in this? Should we buy gold? Should we do a FD? Not the right way to look at it. The right way to look at it is to always start with, why am I doing this? When do I need this? And how much do I need? I will repeat, when do I need it? Why do I need it? How much do I need it? So be very, very specific. Be very clear about the amount so that you will be able to arrive at the ways to get there. And of course, be realistic. Like, all of us want to be crorepati's, or all of us say, no, I want every year 1 crore from the age of 60 because I want to travel the world. Great. But whoever is on loud, could you please put yourself on mute? Thank you. So now the reason why I'm saying realistic is because sometimes, it is like every 5-year-old wants to become a pilot, right? We all do fancy dress competition and children are dressed as pilots and doctors and whatnot. But how many really become that avatar? They don't, right? So realistically, keep your financial goals so that you actually go ahead and achieve them. Time bound, most important. Like, we are very blunt in my company that there are no miracles. If anybody is promising miracles, please go for them. But for money to grow, there are pathetically basic rules. The pathetically basic rules is consistency, longevity. Consistency, longevity. I can literally ask you to tattoo it on your body that with these two things, it will not matter how much money you are earning, because you will be able to invest and save significant corpus amounts. So yes, the first one was to be different, understand the difference between need and want. Second is to be very specific on what are your financial goals. Now, when you talk about what are your financial goals, remember, you can do planning for yourself or you can seek professional assistance. Either ways is okay. My only suggestion is the odds will always work out in a certain way. So if you're talking to one person, just talk to one person, or maximum have one backup person. If you're doing it yourself, trust yourself, continue doing, do your yearly reviews, maybe make somebody else who's professional, do the review once in a while. The problem starts when you listen to 10 people advising you about 10 different instruments, right? So, understanding this. Now, to go about financial planning in a good way, we have this concept. You probably have heard about it, but there is this concept of short-term goal, mid-term goal, and long-term goal. Remember, I told you time and consistency are like the Brahmastra for growing money. So that is why the term is very, very critical. Examples of short-term goal would be, let's say, paying off a certain loan or contribute to a marriage because you know that it will come up in the next few months or years. You want to upgrade a certain vehicle, or you want to take a vacation in the summer, which is 3 months later, or you want to create an emergency fund so that, because there are elderly parents at home, or for whatever reasons. Wherever it is basically less than 5 years, it is a short-term goal. Midterm is, of course, slightly longer, about 10, 15. When you want to do like a bigger thing, like send your child abroad for studying, or you want to accumulate for the down payment of a house or a car, or you want to buy a second property. So slightly bigger amounts, slightly longer goal. And of course, last but not the least, the long-term goals, children's higher education, children's marriage, retirement, wealth creation. So be aware again about the time frame. I will repeat it. Because time and consistency are the Brahmastra for wealth creation, what time frame do you have will determine what instrument will you need to put the money in. Then, of course, just be aware that there is always this element of risk when it comes to money. But it is advisable to manage the risk rather than to completely try to avoid it or to pretend that there is nothing risky anywhere. Everywhere there is a risk. But let me tell you one very good news that a financial planner will not tell you. Invest a lot in insurance products. I'll tell you why. Because India is a developing economy. Okay. Whenever the economy is developing and not developed, in developed economy, you will never get guaranteed returns products. You will not get any guarantee for that matter. But when it is a developing nation, there are a lot of products available to you, especially in the insurance sector, where you will get a lot of guaranteed returns. And that has completely got to do with the GDP of our current country. That has completely got to do with the fact that we are still a developing nation. If I do this again in 2050 with all of you, frankly, I will probably tell you a different thing. In fact, I'm not being arrogant here. In all humility, 15 years back when I had done a session similarly, told that there will be a day when you will not buy products to save tax. And bingo, literally 1 year back, Nirmala Sitaram totally did away with the tax, introduced the new, slab income regime. And now there is no product that you can actually buy because of saving tax. So like that, as financial, people who are in the financial business, just trust me when I say that there are certain macro perspectives, okay, because of which certain products in India will make more sense. Like if you want to travel, don't travel right now. Travel a little more time. You know why? The more India will become a developed country, the more the dollar will become weaker, which means many bigger countries that you may want to go to, you will actually have to spend less. The way you have to spend less now, if you go to an Indonesia or a Philippines or, places like that. However, coming back to the risk, just be aware about what is the risk. Just be aware about the fact that when there is less time and you want to make more money, you will need to take more risk. So be okay with that. You have long term, you don't want to take risk, you can take less risk. But definitely the risk and the time are inversely proportional to each other. Now, what are some risks and why do we need to really invest in different products? Because some of the personal risks are, I may die too early, or I may live too long, or I could, God forbid, happen. And I love driving. I mean, I have a Thar Rocks. Who knows? I could meet with an accident. None of us know life, right? We keep hearing so many stories nowadays. So we keep listening to so many stories about mad people shooting mad people and killing mad people on the road. Correct? So no risk is कि किसी और को हो रहा है, you know, somebody else is happening. Illa. It can happen very much to us as well. Not only that, there is also the financial risk like inflation. Good news, the more the country will become developed, inflation will come down, but we are still some distance away, which is why real returns concept is important. Job loss, again, we don't know, maybe, but this is not to scare you. It is just a perspective. Interest rate changes. The way taxation changed, interest rate could change. FD rates keep on changing. So again, there are a lot of macro perspectives because of which your interest and market related dynamics can shift very quickly and very suddenly. And remember, nobody owes you an explanation. Nobody really owes you anything because there is already a prospectus that is given to you that today is not an indicator of tomorrow. So you have already signed on that document. So tomorrow, if the government decides to do something or the finance ministry decides to function a certain way, they will do it. And of course, liabilities. We are living in a world of consumerism. I can literally buy so many things with just a platinum credit card, which otherwise I could not have access to. But then it is a trap, right? So in the world of consumerism, this is also a type of risk. So how do I really manage it? Like we say, you accept it, you reduce it, you transfer it, or you avoid it. These are four, again, simple perspectives. You avoid, you transfer, you reduce, or you basically accept the risk. The instruments are accordingly there. Okay, for example, if you want to avoid risk altogether, then the FD is an example. If you want to transfer the risk, example, insurance. If you want to reduce the risk, go for debt instruments or what we call as fixed income instruments rather than equity or the stock market. You want to accept the risk, you just increase your risk appetite. That is why it is necessary to share this element of risk. At this point of time, I just want to do a check-in. I have purposely been talking more because of the limited time available, but is this making sense so far before we get into the products finally? Are you all with me? Can I see a thumbs up if you are with me? Whoever can give a thumbs up. All right. Okay, awesome. Cool. Any questions at this point of time?
Please repeat how we can transfer or avoid those 2 points.
Sure, I will. So the reason what I was trying to say is that depending on what you would like to do, depending upon what you would like to do with your risk. Okay, firstly, let me ask you a question. Sorry, I can't see you because my screen is on slide share mode. What is your risk appetite? Like, would you describe yourself as a risk taker or a non-risk taker?
Non-risk taker.
Great. Thank you for your honesty. Now, let us say if you're a non-risk taker, then, but I'm sure I can safely say, despite being a non-risk taker, you still probably don't want to compromise on your financial dreams, right? Great. So, which is why, although you are a non-risk taker, I would probably say, kindly don't avoid it altogether, right? They say, right? No pain, no gain. So
Yeah.
you can avoid risk. You can absolutely avoid risk by just keeping the money in savings account for about another 25 years. Why I'm saying 25 years? Because by 25, 30 years, India will slowly start becoming a developed nation. It will become like Japan, where people have to pay for letting the money be in the savings account. Okay. I'm not exaggerating, right? So you can avoid by just deciding to park it in the savings bank or savings account, sorry, or maybe maximum just do a fixed deposit or at the max some post office thing. Although even that will change, even those rates will totally can change. So what are your options? So your options then would be to accept, to reduce, or to transfer. Now, how do you do it? Accepting the risk means, hey, I have been a non-risk taker all my life, but since I really want that 2 crores to send my child to Harvard, how do I still do it? So then you maybe take a decision that for, let us say, every 20,000 or 30,000 every month that I invest, I will put 2,500. That means 10% of the money. I will put 10% or 5% or 20%, whatever be the case, into a high risk instrument. So I am accepting the risk, but according to my own personality. That is one way. So you accept the risk and then you choose, so that you know that, okay, this 2,500 or 5,000 per month, I'm putting in a high risk instruments, but with the complete awareness that if I lose this whole money, I will not have a problem. So that is accepting the risk. Now, if you had said that you are a risk taker, then I would have said, today, maybe you put X percentage into a risky instrument. If you want to accept it further, you can up it even more in risky instruments. That is the example of accept. Now, what is reduce? Reduce is nothing but there are a lot of instruments available where the risk is managed. That means to take care of people who want to be cautious. Already the design of the product itself ensures that the risk is minimized, the risk is mitigated. So you can select such instruments. An example of that would be a balanced mutual fund compared to a equity mutual fund. A blue chip company fund compared to a mid cap fund or a index fund. Don't worry about the terminologies. All I'm saying is that there are certain products that are available where that itself mitigates the risk. So you're getting the advantage of both being a cautious investor, but at the same time, not compromising so much on the return or the wealth creation. Transferring the risk. Transferring the risk, frankly, happens majorly only in one product, which is insurance. So in insurance, what happens? 20 people buy the same policy, only one person may die, or only one person may, sorry for being so blunt, but let's say something may happen to only one person. So everybody collectively gives towards that one person, which is why it is called sharing of the risk, transfer of the risk. So 25 of us, we buy a plan. So all of us will not need to be paid before maturity, but maybe one of us, something happens. So everybody's money's pool is paid to this one person's family who is affected, or this one person. So that is transfer. Why do we need to know this? Because this, the time, the goal that you have, short term, mid term, or long term, and the consistency that you want to demonstrate, together will tell you where you should put your money. So generally, our starting question is, I want to know about child's plan. It is not wrong, by the way. Good focus. It is good to actually work with that focus. But I have purposely taken you a little, back to the basics, so you can take even more better informed decision. So where can I invest is a answer rather than a question. What do I want? By when do I want? How much do I want? How much risk can I take? All this where have I currently already invested? Currently, how much property do I have? Am I contributing more to the household, or am I entirely saving mine and my spouse is contributing? All these factors put together actually come to the product. That is why, in fact, my founder and me, we always, and we lose business, by the way. Because of this, we sometimes lose business because people don't like it when we give them ready answers. Correct? But we request them that no, please have one conversation with us in terms of what are you trying to achieve, so that we accordingly suggest, rather than to say, okay, buy Max this product, buy LIC this product, buy HDFC Argo this, buy Access Long-Term Mutual Fund, or buy gold, but buy biscuit. So rather than a ready answer, have these aspects in the background. Are you all with me so far? Can I see a thumbs up if you're with me? Yeah. Cool. Thank you, Rupa, Shweta. All right. Now, moving forward, Okay, by my watch, it's 4:59. I will take about 5 more minutes. Kindly just bear with me, maybe max 10 minutes. Kindly bear with me and we will be able to wrap up. Of course, the finale, where is it going to go away? So we had talked about mindset, we had talked about skill set, and then we are now talking about tool set. The tool set is nothing but the exact instruments to invest in, the exact plan that you want to have in terms of financial planning. Now that is where we say that there are 4 pillars of financial planning. I will repeat, there are 4 pillars of financial planning, which is investment planning, risk planning, retirement planning, estate planning. I'll repeat. Now, why don't you see children separately? Because saving for child, saving for a foreign trip, saving for a Jimmy Choo bag, saving for parents' medical illness, saving for your own not illness really, that would come under risk, but saving for any other aspiration, all that will come under investment planning. That's why I have not stated anything else separately, but every positive reason that you can think of for saving money is investment planning. If we were having this conversation last year, then I would actually have a big bucket and I would have emotionally blackmailed the daylights out of you because there was something called tax planning. Thankfully or not, but now it does not make any difference because the government is very clearly sending the message that you should be investing just because it is the right thing to do and you're doing it for yourself. You do not need tax as a bribe for it. Enough years has been done and most developed economies function like that. Okay, so yes, investment planning. Now where can you invest? There are a lot of products. Now when you say products, again, investment planning itself is a 1 day session and I'm trying to do it in 1 minute. But when you talk about investment, you can invest in physical assets or you can invest in paper asset. Physical asset is nothing but land. Physical asset is nothing but property. Physical asset is nothing but gold. Physical asset is nothing but, let us say, painting. Physical asset is nothing but some kind of a collectible. Anything for which you will get a better monetary value in future, but it is something you can see, touch, feel, etc. That is investment, a physical asset investment planning. Paper asset is nothing but where you have fixed deposit, you have post office saving instruments, you have mutual funds, you have stocks and shares, you have something called futures and options, you have got something called fixed maturity plans, you have got what else? Yeah, pretty much that. So anything which is basically electronic or earlier it used to be paper, but it is still a financial asset that is called as a paper asset. So when you invest, you decide, am I going to buy something solid or am I going to get money to buy something solid? Like, gold. I mean, I tell this all the time. I am not against all the big jeweler companies, but I have a couple of earrings and a couple of finger rings, which are very beautiful, except that they are not at all investments. They are gold and diamond, by the way, but they are not at all investment. Do you know why? Because if it is costing 1.5 lakh, 24,000 is making charges. I will repeat. If that ring or the finger ring is costing me 1.5 lakh or say a couple of lakhs, literally 25,000 is the making charges. You know how it is, right? Working women wear this one, that one, falana dimtana. So I got attracted and I bought it on a whim. No, I didn't buy it on a whim. I did take an informed decision. But many times people buy jewelry, especially when they have girl child, thinking that no, gold will only become more pricier. Yes, you are right. But it depends on what kind of gold are you buying. If you're buying a coin, if you're buying a biscuit, if you're buying very boring traditional jewelry, which has very minimal making charges, which has very minimal wastage charges, then you are using gold as an investment. Otherwise, it is of course, you will still be better off, but it is not really something like a investment. So that is investment planning. Now, risk planning is, of course, whenever you are trying to take care of an eventuality. So life insurance, health insurance, vehicle insurance, property insurance, fire insurance, theft insurance, home loan insurance. All this is trying to take care of the risk that if something happens, how do I mitigate it? So risk planning largely has one product, which is insurance. Retirement planning, very big, because most of us are working in the private sector. That is why it is very critical to plan for retirement. You can also do retirement planning as an investment, or like earlier, there used to be a separate section which used to support pension plans. Right now, that section is no longer valid. So you can plan retirement planning in any way by taking a long-term mutual fund, by taking a long-term insurance policy, by taking any long-term instrument, basically, you can do your retirement planning. But very crucial, not something you say, oh, okay, I think I can comfortably, invest 10,000 every month. I'll buy a retirement plan. No. Yes, of course, it's a great idea and please do it. But when you say retirement planning is today I'm earning 1 lakh per month as an example. 25 years, that lakh will be actually 3 lakhs, let's say. But I know that I will not need 1 lakh because I would have already retired. Most of my expenses would have come down. But in terms of value, maybe I need 50,000 per month to take care of my medication, to take care of, let us say, some gifts that I want to give to my grandchild, which in that times terms might be 1.5 lakh per month. So when you do retirement planning, please do have a slightly long-term view without getting overwhelmed. Like I had made that mistake. Okay, thankfully I corrected it fast also, but I had made that mistake because I was getting an obscene amount of investment to be done to actually retire with the money that I need. Okay, and I then decided, array, I shouldn't do it. Abba, bedappa, it's like too much, correct? But no, every bit helps. Don't worry about what the numbers are showing. There are retirement calculators. I can help you with any retirement question that you have for yourself personally. Because let us say you want to retire with a 1 crore corpus, or you want to retire with 1.5 lakh per month. 20 years later, the instrument will be different. 8 years later, the instrument will be different. But retirement planning is a big bucket. I will repeat, I have personally seen this in my house firsthand because my dad passed away without leaving a home for my mother, without having a pension plan. He was in a private sector. He's not getting any money as pension. And I know what my mother has had to go through. I'm not trying to just give some emotional stuff here. It is just that maybe that is one of the reasons why, my co-founder and I are in this business. Retirement crucial. Estate planning, very critical. Write a will. Like today, literally as of yesterday, you should have written a will. If you are of the thought process that, oh, it is not like I am Ambani or I am, Tata, Birla. No. Even if you have 8 bangles and 4 necklaces and 10 lakhs or 10,000, even then write a will, get it, attested by a lawyer. It will cost you 10-15,000, but that 10-15,000 will provide extreme clarity when you are no more. Okay, people kill for 5,000, So again, it's just me being me, but that's how I have planned. You must write a will. You must have a discussion with the key stakeholders in your family. You can always change it at a later date. If nothing, write a holographic will. That means write a handwritten will. Get it signed, sign it. Let your best friend sign as a witness. Give it to your best friend. Okay. And keep it because holographic will is absolutely valid. But do not take this lightly. Do not postpone it. Do not assume that, oh, I have 2 darling kids and, they will be completely okay. My best friend is going through it. In the same breath, she will tell 2 statements. One statement is, my brother and my sister are the rock for me. She is a divorcee. My brother and sister are my rock. In the same breath, Acha, my house has 3 floors. No, I know that my dad is going to distribute it amongst the 3 of us, but I wonder how he'll do it because I'll prefer the top floor. Well, we are all humans. So that's why let's be practical. Let's be realistic. Kindly do write a will, do estate planning so that your children or your progeny will not have any difficulty executing it. So yeah, so I think that's the triad I basically wanted to build awareness on. I know maybe some of you may feel that, I'm yet to get direct answers. So if you have any questions, I'm more than happy to take it right now. Otherwise, I'm happy to share my contact coordinates and you could get in touch with me and I'll be happy to help. So remember, I was talking about financial instruments, like these are some examples: debt or fixed income, less risky ones, bank deposit, employee provident fund, public provident fund, government securities, corporate bonds, liquid mutual funds, national savings certificate, Indra Vikas Patra, senior citizens schemes, post office monthly income scheme, Kisan Vikas Patra. So guys, can you please put on mute? Last few minutes. So this is just basic awareness. I'll be happy to explain details in a one-to-one conversations. Equity, you can put money in equity or shares directly by opening a demat account or a trading account, or by investing into equity mutual funds. Or you can actually, if you have a larger money to manage, you could opt for portfolio management services, highly specialized service, but which minimizes the risk of losing your capital. Then, of course, you have another asset class. You have commodity. Commodity is nothing but when you invest in things like coal, power, gold, sovereign gold bonds. So all these are commodities. Steel, like, for example, if you're investing in companies that manufacture steel, it's a commodity instrument. So these are some instruments. The reason why we talk about all these instruments is because, like they say, don't put all your eggs into one basket. So create an asset allocation, because at all points of time, whether when Sensex crashes, whether when markets crash or when markets boom, some asset class will be unaffected. Okay, guaranteed. Okay, some asset class will remain unaffected regardless of market conditions. That's why it is prudent, it is necessary, it is a wise move to put money into different asset classes. Of course, there are these other instruments like real estate is there. When you say real estate, it can be through a plot, through an apartment, through a gated community land, or it can be through REIT funds. It is called as REIT mutual funds. REIT fund is again investing into real estate without buying land. All of us cannot just put lakhs and crores and buy land, right? So as an alternative, you have something called lot of instruments are there. Commercial holdings is there. REIT investments are there. So REIT allows you to buy real estate without actually possessing the land. Then of course you have other investment options which is suitable for the high net worth individuals, like private equity, like real estate, but in a different way. Commercial real estate, being an angel investor for a startup. These days people are making a lot of money by just backing good ideas, because who knows which company will become a unicorn company, or which startup will be the next Infosys or the next Swiggy or Zomato, right? So yes, these are all examples of different products, but it depends on what is your investor profile. Are you conservative? Are you moderate? Or are you aggressive? That means non-risk taker. That means please invest as early as possible. Moderate, take some risk, have a calculated approach to investing. Aggressive, cool, no problem, but keep an eye on what is happening with the money, because example, I have done it. Like what I've done is I have put I'm an aggressive investor. I have put a lot of money into retirement planning, right? Because I do want to retire rich. But let us say 2 years before my retirement, I will take all the money out from that aggressive investment option and I will park it probably in just a fixed deposit, or I will probably just put it in a single premium pension plan. Why? Because when my pension starts, that time if the market crashes, then this whole aggression that I have shown for 20, 25 years, it will all go down the drain. So even if you're an aggressive profile, great. But make sure that you put money in different instruments, and you also keep doing the review if any movement is required. It is in financial language, it is called as asset reallocation or asset balancing, rebalancing. So that's what we do every year, twice. We look at the portfolios, check with the customer if they want to do any balancing. In case an asset is going to continuously perform better or it is continuously going to underperform, right? So these are the slide is also there. So asset allocation is key. Nothing but, when you buy necklace, you will not buy only one type, right? You'll buy a kashmala, you'll buy what do I say? You'll buy a choker, you'll buy a long chain necklace. So what is that? Your different design necklaces, right? Same thing applies to the financial instruments. So yeah, so that was me talking to you about mindset, tool set, and skill set about the financial planning. I would request you to just take a pic of the slide, although I will send the PPT to Lakshmi, and I will be happy to support any of you in your goals with a detailed conversation. But right now, this is me for you. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer. But before that, did whatever we talk about make sense? Are you all with me? Firstly, thank you for staying till now. It's 5:16 by my watch. Yeah, thanks, Meghna. What about the rest of you? Any question, any of you?
Definitely, Anita, it was a very interactive and a very good session. In fact, we all really learnt a lot. Yeah, the thing is, we all know like the knowledge is too much now. Too much of knowledge is also very difficult, poisonous, right? So
Yes.
we know, but we do not know the proper approach. We do not know the proper path for our retirement. Right? We as soon as we get salary, we have 100 of ways to invest. So
Yes.
we just start distributing money. Okay. So after 5 days, okay, I should have done that. I should have done this. So if I was smart at the beginning and do a smart investment instead of not buying unwanted thing, right? Like as you said, think
Yeah.
what is your need, what is your want,
Yes.
and invest. That was a really good one.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, and that's a basic one, Shweta. I mean, I'm better off only because of that one principle.
Right.
I like, they say you shouldn't swear, but got to honest truth. Although I do badly want an iPhone, I have never bought one. My husband, because of business reasons, he recently bought a latest model. So the previous model, he said, why don't you use it? So, and I'm happy to take that. But I know that I did not probably, want to invest that lakh because it pinches. See, there is a finite amount. So yeah, that need want is a great perspective. Sure. I mean, all of you have given a lot of time. Any other session? Any other question?
So Anita, currently, if we are following, like for us, we have a personal wealth assistant, right? For me, a wealth manager. So do you also help in reviewing if that wealth manager is right? Are we on the right path?
Sure, why not? Why not?
So you suggest that's a good one to take, right? Like,
Yes.
as you suggested, we will have to go with a second opinion sort of thing.
Yes, and only that second, no more. Because so I'll tell you, your wealth manager is your bank employee, relationship manager kind of.
No, he's a private partner.
Okay, great. Then just do one more review. Okay, because I would like to operate with the belief that everybody is acting with integrity. The only reason I would want to review is that sometimes, okay, the unfortunate truth of my industry is people are very biased towards certain instruments. So maybe just as a recheck, yes, we could definitely do a review of a portfolio. It is healthy to do it. You should do it with one other person for sure. If it is a bank guy, you definitely should, because they have targets. No, I'm just sharing.
Right. So as a bank, if we go with the bank, the problem is they try to sell only their instruments.
Yes. So that is there. And nowadays, because teller, everybody carries targets. I mean, poor thing. I actually don't, I don't envy them, but yeah. Sure, Shweta, it can be reviewed. Any other question? Children's products, if you people are looking for, please do talk to me because the plan that I have bought for my son, I truly believe. And, that is another thing. It's not like everything I advise I'll be able to follow. But as far as possible, I would have executed what I want, what I suggest to others as well. So I can talk about that product in detail. Yeah, I think some of you are asking me charges. It's actually a very less charge. Twice a year we do financial review, and so yearly it is 10,000. Okay, yearly it is 10,000. It's actually 15,000, but then because I know Lakshmi from quite some time, so that's why like at 10,000 you get 2 financial reviews in a year. So and the minimum you have to sign up for is a year.
Okay. Hi, Anita. It was a very interesting session and a lot of insights. I had a question. Investing in equity is what we keep on hearing, but it's also a field where we have to invest a lot of time to understand where to invest, which company to go with, and stuff. So what I have been following lately is investing in small case or the basket of stocks. Team-based investing is what they call. So what
Right.
are your inputs on that? Is it a right approach to do? Because when I see the numbers, I am not sure what is right, what is wrong when they show the returns and such. So that's why I wanted to ask you, what are your inputs?
Deepti, I mean, okay, can I be honest? Like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure.
so again, I will literally go back to like by when do you, like, what is your time horizon behind investing in those companies? See, thematic based investing is all right, but it is a safe based approach, which means the returns may not really be that great. Okay.
Okay.
So see, going for indexed based investment, sector based investment, theme based investment, all these are like the industry has given you certain shortcuts, correct?
Okay.
But it's a shortcut.
Yeah.
So, which is where if your financial goals are aggressive, then kindly, try and invest in some mid-cap companies.
Okay.
So there is something called blue chip stocks or large capitalization stocks,
Mm-hmm.
mid-cap stocks, small cap stocks. So
Yeah.
large cap stocks is, for example, Infosys, right?
Yeah.
But Infosys 25 years back would have been a small cap stock.
Correct. Yeah.
Right? So maybe with a little bit of reading or again, taking advice from someone, you can create your own basket of stocks after reviewing the current one to see if that mid-cap stocks percentage is slightly on the higher side, because
Oh.
mid-cap stocks are growing companies. Growing companies show higher movements. See, if you
Okay.
buy an Infosys, it's very safe, but you will buy it very expensive and it will not grow that much. If
Yes.
you buy small stock, then you don't know the fate of those companies. But mid cap means the companies have been around for some time. So there
Yeah.
is a proven record and they are committed to growing and taking their organization to the next level or even turning public listed companies. So
Yeah.
investing in slightly more mid cap companies makes a little sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, you're most welcome, Deepti. Anything else?
Yeah, hi Anita. So, as somebody asked in the beginning regarding the child plans, right?
Yeah.
Can you just give some details on that? Like you said, you'll be sharing something, right? Some plans or something like that.
Yeah, see, the thing is, more than plan, because, I will want to know how old are you? I will want to know what's the purpose of you taking the plan. Like, for example, personally, I have invested in one HDFC Ergo plan and one Manipal Signa plan, right? But that is because it is meeting my requirement. Example, I was looking for a plan where, IVF charges are also covered, correct? Because I was considering IVF. So like that, if let us say in your family there is a history of diabetes, blood pressure, critical illnesses, heart attacks, so again it's a slightly more detailed conversations, but upar say if you want to know, then HDFC Manipal Signa. Oh, okay, thanks Mahita for telling me this. So in health insurance, there are two kinds of companies. One is a insurance company, like a general insurance company, who also give health product. And then there is something called the Sahi companies, which are standalone health insurance plans, insurance companies. So standalone health insurance companies are like Star. I mean, the name of the company itself is Star. So you could look at products from HDFC Ergo or Star or say Manipal Signa But I will want to say it will be irresponsible on my part to just tell a product name.
Okay, yeah, maybe if we
Yeah.
connect, then give us,
Sure,
give you
sure.
about the details. I think you'll be able to.
And I promise you, it is not because I cannot. It is just that,
Got it.
it won't be the right thing to do for you. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Yes.
Sandy.
Anything else? No? Well, any of you are welcome to be in touch. Otherwise, also just be in touch. You can check out my profile. I hope you've taken the screenshot of the last slide. I'm anyway going to share the PPT. Do check out our work on the digital platform. And if at all, any day you need any kind of a professional assistance, you can let me know. If you also have any personal problem, let me know. And I'll tell you bluntly why. Because I'm pursuing my PCC certification. PCC stands for Professionally Certified Coach. It is issued by ICF, International Coaching Federation. So if any of you want to I'm offering like sessions at a cost of coffee, okay? Because you have to complete 500 hours of coaching. So I'm not charging. I'm only doing it more because I would like to get more and more experience in coaching. Although I've completed 500 hours, but still as a goodwill gesture. So in case there's a personal issue that you're dealing with at the cost of a coffee, and I'll be happy to help you with any personal situation as well. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Anita, for your valuable time for our wing and your interest in the finance field, right?
Yes.
Because the finance field is one which is, I can definitely say it is very vast. So
It is.
I work for Wells Fargo. I work in the wealth and investment management division of Wells Fargo. I know the number of instruments, products that we will have to serve, analyze, and
Yeah.
do, right? Like, this is not a very easy field, unlike others. Like, when you
Yes.
get money, people say, oh, wow. When you lose money, people are like directly blame.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, yeah, as the risk increases, everything is indirectly proportional, right? Like, so
True.
thank you so much for your valuable insights on
Thank
the
you.
planning. I believe the wing has taken a lot of inputs from you, and we will all get in touch with you.
Thank you all so much. Thank
Thank you,
you.
Anita.
We'll be in touch. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all. Thank you. Thank Anjana. Thank you all. Thanks, Shweta. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.